Well, good evening, human creatures. Let's finish this up. I wonder how much of the button lag will persist. I really do. Now, I've played every port of Mega Man that has come out, from SNES all the way up into the Legacy Collection. I'll definitely play anything else that comes past it. But I do have to know that if this carries over, because no matter what version, port, you name it, ROM hack, no one has ever been able to kind of save your sub-tanks. So let's see if this one proves me wrong and they're filled. Oh, I'm kind of glad I came here. Alright, let's top off those tanks. Where would we be without this? Like I said before in the previous video, I really wish they would have stuck with what they had in X2 about using certain weapons to kind of fill up sub-tanks and your special weapons really fast. That would have just, you know, been icing on the cake. I don't mind what they did in X3 with the helmet, I just wish that it didn't take so bloody goddamn long. Like, there are times, especially OG in the SNES version, where you couldn't speed up the emulation. You were basically just sitting there waiting. So I just pick a stage, put on music, and go off and clean or cook. And that's usually how I dealt with that. Workout, you name it. Read. Be surprising how good rock music is to listen to when you're trying to concentrate. But for the most part, I really wish they would have done with X2. Don't get me wrong, I like this one too. I'm grateful for the bats, because they're usually pretty giving. Not this round. Or I shouldn't say this round. Usually in this port, like, this is actually pretty stingy on the capsules here. With the, I'd say probably the Legacy Collection, which is more of a direct, or not Legacy Collection, the Anniversary Collection of X. They're more giving. SNES, more giving. This one I've noticed that you don't get that many tanks. Probably just me, but... Or I shouldn't say tanks, capsules, but it is what it is. Oh, I got a head. That's another thing they don't let you keep. I think we're almost done here. Come on, I think I just need one more. Got it. And we're out of here. Ah, here we are. You know what? Why not? Let's just save. Hey, Elvira, what are you doing? Wait. Give me 1 second, folks. Elvira hit the mouse and clicked off of it. Sorry about that. No, you can't. I'm sorry, buddy. There we are. Already charging up like a boss he is. Let's split up. Bad idea. If this was a horror movie, that would be very, very bad, but it's not. I'll go in first, and then you can slip in while I keep the main defense force busy. You fucking failed, because I gotta fight everybody. They need to make a ROM hack where there's like alternate forces, kind of like what they did with the Extreme series, where Zero and X fight different Mavericks. That would have made this line a little bit more important. Alrighty, righty. Go get hurt. By the way, one of my favorite songs in the X series is right here. This one is just icing on the cake. Alrighty. Now this place almost always eats my commands. Like, it is notorious for it. You'll be just gliding along, moving and grooving, you know. Favorite tracks playing in the background. You come to this ledge and it just eats your input. And for some reason, I didn't really know this until I watched my brother speedrun, but this is a good place to take damage for Vile. Now you want it as low as possible, and yes, I do know the Vile skip, and no, I'm not doing it. I actually like fighting Vile. And by that I mean, his dialogue. But just to get there quicker. Let's all hug. Stay back, X. Too late for that. I'll take him on. You can only fight me behind the golden gilded boss door. Vile has kind of a few weaknesses. Chameleon Sting, that, and Buster. But more importantly, Vile has very, very short iframes, which is just a beautiful little beast to have. I highly recommend it, that you fight. He is perfect for Buster-only runs, because you can just really, if you get a good rhythm on Vile, you just bagging and tagging him constantly. And he's also probably one of my favorite villains of all time, or I should say anti-heroes. It's a damn shame that they didn't go with him instead of fucking Axel. It really is, because people are more familiar with Vile. Vile's fucking awesome. And they kind of threw him by the wayside once again, which, you know, I'm not blaming... no, actually I will. I'll blame fucking Capcom. They haven't treated X right since really 4. It's like they stopped caring. Alright, X. Do what I tell you or he's history. Don't listen to him, X. Go ahead and blast him. Dream on, Zero. X knows he can't defeat me. My armored carrier is more than a match for his ancient weapons. You fought me as Mega Boy, but now I'm a Mega Mion. And you get the infamous Zero Toe attack. Maybe, but I'm not through yet. Must have had really cold feet on Vile's back. What a worthless gesture. I can't be defeated so easily. So, X, it's just you and me now. What the? Where did that energy come from? Red Bull. Really doesn't matter how much energy you absorb, X. I can? Where is that ability? You're still far too weak. Prepare to be terminated. Got me. Got me twice. Got him. I love Vile's death animation with the sparks and everything. Like, I really wish the Mavericks kind of had that kind of death animation to where it really does affect them, especially if you hit them with, like, their weakness. Like, Spark Manjo, imagine if he got hit with ice and just started crumbling. Or breaking apart in shards. God damn, I didn't want to hit that. Sorry, I got too into conversation. Their power is greater than I thought. Maybe you can destroy Sigma. Catch you later, man. But stuff like that, like if you used, see if I can get it. Didn't make it over. But, come on. See if I can get up the wall before it disappears. Like using, Boomerang Cutter on what the fuck's his name? On, Sting Chameleon. That would just be fucking awesome. Trying to get an achievement here. I don't know if it'll work. We're gonna try it. There you go. Alright. See if it works. Yeah, it did. Got it. But it, like, using Boomerang Cutter to hit Sting Chameleon, just slicing him apart where he falls down in ribbons. Or using Tornado or Storm Tornado on Flame Mammoth and you just see pieces of him being blown off. That would have been fucking cool. Damn Mets. There you are. Yeah, let's just use his weakness. Meet Bow Spider, by the way, which is, if you haven't guessed it, Boss and Spider. In the I think Maverick Hunter, he's called Boss Spider. The little spiders that he shoot out, fun little fact, are called petite spiders. This is his one weakness, by the way, and you can only hit him when he goes into the ground. You can charge it up and just dash right into him if you're feeling lucky. There's the petite spiders. Damn it, he got me. Oh, I hate these fucking things, man. They're like... Oh man, you're really going hard on those today, aren't you? Yeah, he can do that too. Little dick move of his. The more damage he takes, the faster he gets. So just keep that in mind. And the webs, from what I understand, are all random. Now come on, there it is. Damn it, that was a giveaway too. Alright, 2 more coins left in the slot. Got him. Good night, Irene. He's in Mega Man Mega Man Extreme 2 with the same weakness. So if you're missing Bow Spider, you get plenty of them a few years later. Now off to a little bit more interesting stage. Nope. Just gonna soldier through it. Good music too. I've had my inputs eaten on this one as well. No, not the head! Why you do this to me, Demi? There we go. And you get to see another kind of attack animation I like, just like with Spark Mandrill. Like, this is so cool. I understand that they couldn't do it because, you know, 1993, and I'm joking, actually. Every port never does this. Even the updated Maverick Hunter X doesn't do it, which is kind of fucking sad. Like, that would have just massively improved the gameplay. Just keep tapping it, no need to hold down the trigger there. And does the job for you. No more penguin and no more chill. Let's go with this one. Oh, I hate those things so bad. They're so effective too. And those Mavericks, man, the second they get a scent of you, or I shouldn't say Mechaloids on that bright armor, they do not stop tracking you, no matter what the fuck you do. They're like bloodhounds. Thank you. I'll use this one. This is his weakness too. Like, imagine if you could just burn holes right through his wing and him. Wings. Like, he is such a good boss fight and an easy one too. He should have really been the first. And that should have not have happened. But just like that, another one down. Now you're moving on to probably one of my kind of favorite bosses. Not to really fight, but just to say, now, do we get this little thing done? There we are. Oh, thank you. And the hammer there. Here we go. Didn't want to do that. Now meet Rangda Bangda. I actually had to look his name up. It's Ball and Knees for an evil witch. Why didn't you dash? It's Ball and Knees for evil witch and another Ball and Knees word for window, which kind of fits him. And according to the lore, I'm gonna hit with the red. There we go. He's based on a Muriel that Sigma saw while he was still a Maverick Hunter in Southeast Asia, so that would explain why he got his name. Because honestly, looking at him, I thought Mayan. I really did. Mayan, or maybe a fever dream hallucination by the artist here. Got him. He also appears in X5 as Rang Da Bang Da W, which, if I remember W usually in terms of Japan usually means double. And he has an Egyptian theme, and he is such a pain in the ass because everything is too big. Alrighty, here we go. Now you can do a glitch in this. I've seen my brother do it where you can avoid the fight. But we ain't about that life, so here we go. Here's another good one I love. Just, I really wish they would have stuck with this. Got him. Done and dusted. And just like that, on to our next one. They do not fuck around on this one. For those who don't understand why it's not like traditional, I wouldn't say traditional. It's not like OG Mega, or, yeah, that's a bad way to put it. It's not like a lot of people, their first Mega Man and their X game is usually, depending on which generation, like older ones, it's usually this one. And their first Mega Man is Mega Man X, or sorry, Mega Man X, god damn it, Mega Man 2. So they're used to capsule fights with the bosses, but this is an homage to Mega Man 1 to where you just naturally encounter the refights. And this is kind of their way of doing it, because after that they go right to Mega Man X2 with capsules, just like they did in Mega Man 2. There you go, I got that mouthful out. I'm bad at talking. Here we are. Sting Chameleon, or Chameleon Sting? I think the Spiral Buster on this one, even though it's my favorite one, gets a bad rap, because if you don't hit them full on, you don't really get the damage. So it just does so much RNG on what you're going to be getting that it kind of frustrates people. And once you know the dash lemon trick, you really kind of don't need to charge that much. But I do like, probably my favorite busters is probably X2 without a doubt. X1 and then X3 later. That's for the OG trilogy. I'm up in the air because then they started introducing a little bit too many armors in the later X's. And 5 letting you keep the 4th armor just you know, it ain't what it used to be. I don't really like that about it. Got him. Oh, and he tagged me too. And just like that, moving on along. And the reason I think they come up with that is it's one of those busters that I should say charge busters that's more or less to take care of smaller enemies and not bosses per se, because I often wonder that, like, X2, it's a boss killer. In X1, it just gets rid of your smaller enemies, you know, no fuss, no muss. And it kind of really shows on where their direction goes. Wash, rinse, repeat. I feel your rage, sir. You got one hit, and I meant to do that, of course. You gotta let the dog win sometimes. Can't just win all the time. There you go, fan the hammer a little bit. Collect your goods. Oh, that was a dick move. And here's our artiste. Wonder why I didn't shoot. What the hell? Ah, thank you, lag. I knew you were gonna get me there. Well played, Mr. Octopus. Well played. You almost wanted to win more than me. Alright, moving along. Come on, where is it? You always want to kind of take the top route if you can. Head up in the good old storm. And we fought our flaming boy here. You can set right under his feet and Buster. Just kind of hammer him away. Got him. And we got a mid-air kill. And on to D-Rex. Fun fact, he was supposed to be 30 meters long, an actual full Tyrannosaurus Rex, hence the name. But since X came early, he was just converted to a tank. This is another one of those really fun boss fights, in my opinion. Like, X1's Fortress, when it's done fucking me over that hard, is some of the better boss fights. I'm gonna get hit because I dashed. Got too greedy. Got too greedy on that one. That was fun, but the X1 has some of the best fucking Fortress fights, in my opinion. It just really has a good rhythm. The hardest one, in my opinion, is probably Bow Spider. But D-Rex, Rangda Bangda, is just a fucking charm to fight. Once you get into a real good rhythm, it's super enjoyable. But, at last, the fun is over. And here we are. Now, I like to think that this last stage is right inside Boomer Kawanger's stage, because he's in the tower. This is a tall climb. Oh, I got the lip. And I'd like to think of it like that, because in X2, where they make use of Magna Centipede stage as the final Sigma fight, I love that. It actually feels great. Even though somehow you get transported everywhere else and you zoom out into a large fortress. You know, let's not think about that. Let's focus here on Homer Simpson and his pet. Welcome, I see you managed to get here by yourself. Very impressive. I could destroy you, but I would not rob my pet of that pleasure. He knows how to deal with betrayers. Should you live, I'll be waiting for you. Don't disappoint me, X. He appears in Extreme 2, much like Vile. He has very little iframe, so feel free to abuse him. Damn it. Got him. Alright, now we're going in. I'm not going to really tell you guys too much on Sigma, because you probably already heard it all before. X-Maverick Hunter, Commander, one of the very few leaders of it, or first leaders of it. He got his eye scars. He watched Day of Sigma to find out, and Zero gave him the virus. Alright, enough of that shit. Let's dance. This is called Jedi Sigma, by the way. And I'm sort of bad at this fight. Not bad enough to matter. Sorry about that, everybody. Vampire went to jump on my lap, kind of hit the mic in a few other places, so I took the death and reset. That way you guys don't hear me struggling to get the mic and the kitty playing with the pop filter. Don't worry, she's not in trouble. It happens. But I just took the death and figured I'd show you guys. If you ever need to kind of grind for resources, these are the guys you do it with, and this is the best method. Outside of just taking a death and resetting your special weapons, this is kind of what you have to do. I don't know if there's a better method, but it's the only way I know how. You don't have to lead the stage, no fuss, no muss. Right now you're mainly just trying to fill up special weapons. And you get a lot of lives like this. As fucking point made. And no noise, so there we go. Alright, let's get back to Sigma. Got a hopscotch on the wall. I love jumping an axe, I really do. It's so smooth. See if I can get the ledge. Yep, got even on there. A little further back than what? Alright, let's skip through the arbitrary dialogue. And let's make PETA sad. I wonder if PETA gets upset if you kill... No, I'm joking. They get upset if you kill fucking anything. Got him. Switch over to Sparks. Let's see if we can do better. And here we go. Right off the bat, I suck. He feels a bit faster in this one. I don't know why. Yeah, making good hit too. Fuck me, that was unnecessary and I got sloppy. There we go. Wolf Sigma. Now this, much like the Cyber Demon in Doom, this was a pan-shitting heard around the world in 1992. Just wait, take your lumps. Other than a supercharged blast, this is the only other weapon that hurts him. What you gotta do is sit on this ledge. And the bottom of those paws hurt. I've always had an interesting history with this Sigma. Either I do very well or I just suck. There we go. Done and done. Beat the game at 100. Good night, Irene. No! It's not possible. I'm a Reploid. I can't be destroyed by you. Sorry. That's just how that works. Why, X? Why have you done this to us? We're not friends here. There is no us. Move on. Without the humans, my Reploid brothers could have ushered in a new age. Savior complex much? And there we go. The end of Mega Man X1. I'll let it play out. I really do like the Legacy Collection on this. It doesn't veer too much from the original source material in any way. And that's also kind of the problem. Like, if you're going to give the game a bit of a facelift and go through all the trouble of smoothing out the graphics, which look awful, I will play a side-by-side comparison of this and the Rookie Edition. I've never played Rookie. I own this on 2 consoles, and I've never played Rookie, so I'm kind of curious how that's going to look. But, you know, if you're gonna do it, you know, spend the extra time doing it. Why smooth out the graphics if not make it, like, little things like being able to save your sub tanks or adding a remix to this? That would go by so much better. And sad, you don't really kind of get to see that. You're just kind of stuck with OGX, and that's the problem with Purity. You know, you kind of get this to where you're glad to see it brought, but if all you can give it is a facelift and like saves, that's kind of convenient. Eh. Fun little fact: if you redo the buttons to your liking, it won't save that either. So you got to go back and do that. All in all, this is just a kind of more beefed up version of the anniversary collection we got back in what, 05, 06? Can't remember when it came out, or when I got it at least. I often wonder when Capcom's ever going to do Mega Man X right. I mean, actually do it right. I've seen fans care more about the series than Capcom. And sad thing is, when I think of Nintendo, I don't think of fucking Mario. I think of Mega Man, especially X. And to see him shit on throughout these years since '97 kind of breaks my heart. Like, he's like the Hellraiser of video game characters. You know, the biggest crime to happen to X is X. He's been shit on, washed out, shoved in every other game that doesn't need him. They almost never take fucking advantage of what he can do or anything. The plot goes nowhere. It's almost nonsensical in other games. It just, biggest victim is him. And I'll never understand why that kid just keeps happening to this day. I don't want to see him in a fucking fighting game. Like, if you're gonna stick X in a fighting game, give him his weapons. Give him special weapons. Do something. It's like when I was playing Smash Brothers Ultimate with Mega Man, and even when I go to use other weapons, or at least it was at the time, he never even changed color. Fuck me, man. You can't tell me those guys aren't hard up for money, because you put out a Smash game and you just basically said, I want to print money again. And that's kind of what you get. The port's fun, and it makes it easier for people to access these games without going through ROM sites. It also gives them it brings it to a new generation, but at the same time, are we always going to be playing the same Mega Man X? Had no tweaks, no remix, no change to music during themes, no fucking nothing. It kind of breaks my heart, and it really just shows you how much they really just heap this on for the mod community to kind of fuck around with. And that's why I think X will stuck forever being. It's, at one time, he honestly could rival Sonic and Mario, and now he's just thrown by the wayside, not by fans, but by his own creators. What are you gonna do? Write a letter to Capcom? Good luck. Zero is another victim of this, speaking of the devil, and he shall appear. I think I like the idea of Zero having his own saga, but I think they should have stuck it within X's series too, kind of like a Gaiden of sorts, like what you saw with X4. Instead, they tried doing this futuristic thing, which I don't fucking mind. I really do like the new take in Zero, him being separated, just like X was in his bodies with Copy X and such. But I would have liked to have seen, you know, Mega Man Maverick Hunter X Zero Edition, to where it shows him taking on Mavericks in different lights or in different ways. Kind of like what they were starting to do with Vile. And you never really kind of got that. Another victim of it, where he just kind of prolonged suffering with only up to 4, and on the fucking Game Boy. Which I ain't bashing the Game Boy, man. It's pretty good for its time. It's almost on par with Super Nintendo. But at the same time, it could have done so much fucking more, and it's kind of sad. I don't even think Japan got any kind of special releases of any X games that they did, but nothing really of renowned. And it kind of breaks your heart when you really kind of look at it. But all in all, this is the game that started it all, with the X series, and a lot of other games are heavily influenced by him. Sadly, what was, or what could have been, is not what was. A lot of people don't even like to even give this game 100% rating, and I will, for being the first one to kind of innovate how the SNES is going to do action games, because there's a lot of copycats. Even to this day, we have ones in the form of, the recent one I can think of is Gravity Circuit, which is closer to if Zero took over the X series, but highly influential to this day. I recommend anybody giving this game a playthrough. Excellent controls when they want to work. SNES probably has the best one without lag. Oh, I got the secret, what would you call it? Ending. You have only won a temporary victory, X. You destroyed only what is my temporary body. My spirit remains. So we find out later, do electric sheep dream of people? Or do robots dream of electric sheep? In time, I will find other bodies strong enough to do my bidding, and I will return. I shall see you soon, X. 8 games later, bitch. I really do like what they did with Sigma in Mega Man X8 with Lumine and everything. About finally, even those Mavericks, or not Maverick, yeah, Mavericks, are basically, they come to the conclusion that they have to get rid of Sigma. It goes something beyond him. But they return to their roots a little bit too late. The damage that they did with Mega Man X5, 6, and 7 could not be repaired. And that's not over fans. It's over fucking Capcom just doing it in, because you see a SETI kind of return to form with what's going on. Like 5 was returning to X's music and roots and everything. I really like what they did with the armor parts. I don't like how you had to earn them. I would have liked to have just collected something in stages, or like little medals like you do in 8, and done something like that. But they took it too far with 6 being with the fucking just a mess, especially with how difficulty scales in 6. I'll touch on that when we play it. Like, very much 5, 6, and even 7 are treated as, like, they're like the sagas, and I mean the Saga Frontier, but saga games of the Mega Man series, where they're highly experimental while keeping some core game-based play intact. And it is beautiful to see. At the same time, it ends in tragedy all the time. 5 feels kind of cheaped out on plot, and armor feels negated. 6, the difficulty just goes everywhere all the fucking time. The names are just as bad in 5. And the plot can really use some retweaking, but I do like Gates, sort of. 7, I don't have to tell you how bad it's 7, because at that point, they just didn't fucking care. I have a feeling 7 was made so they can experiment with that system. I honestly think 7 was another game plan. They just reskinned it as Mega Man to see what they could get away with. And once again, the biggest victim of that game is not Sigma, it's fucking Mega Man, because they just fucking wrecked what X could have been with that one. That was his jump to it's almost like comparing it to Ocarina of Time to Link to the Past. They were making another transitional step towards the right direction. Unfortunately, they did it in the wrong way. That you could see where they wanted to go with it, but how they executed it is so poor. And they returned to more of a closer form in 8. And 8's even on my shit list too, and how they handled X, but they nowhere near abused him like they did in 7. But if you play 7, you're playing it for 3 reasons. Somebody told you how bad it is, and you want to experience it. You want to be a completionist and say you played all of the X games. Or, last but not least, you really don't know what the fuck you're getting yourself into, and by Flame Hyenard stage, you're just willing to put a bullet in your head at that point. But nonetheless, let's move on. Like and subscribe, comment. I'd like to hear what you guys think on this. I really would. And I hear if I'm not the only one screaming into the void about what happened to X. I'll catch you guys on the flip. Take care. And I'll see you guys later.